Alright, for this episode's rules and strategies nugget, did you know that there's an action window at the very end of the refresh phase? That means any character that leaves at the end of the round actually readies, and then you can take an action with that character. So if you have a card like A Very Good Tale, which requires you to exhaust 2 allies, if you had played Gandalf that round, you would actually have an opportunity to exhaust him prior to him leaving. Alright, let's head to the Carrock. Alright, let's go! So I'm going to stop you right here. If you've never played this quest before, stop watching this video if you intend to play it at some point. This is one of those quests that is a rite of passage, and every new player should experience it blind without a video showing them what to do first. Alright, so if you're watching, you either don't intend to play this blind or you've played it before and you're just looking to see how I'm going to take it on using one core set. So what I've decided to do is I'm still just using one core set and any player cards that would have been available at the time of this release, which would have just been this quest and cards from the Hunt for Gollum. Okay, side 1A says add the Carrock to the staging area, remove the 4 unique troll cards and 4 copies of Sack, and add 1 copy per player back into the deck. So if you've played this one before, you know the big challenge is once we get to stage 2, we're going to get attacked by these trolls if our threat is 34 or higher. So I'm going to need to keep my threat below 34 and also have a pretty good army amassed by the time I get to stage 2. I'm still using the same 3 heroes from the killer deck. I've just added some of the new cards available to me. Not because they make the deck that much better, just because they're available. So I want to get some new cards in my deck. Why not? Alright, 1B. After placing the 7th progress here, we're going to add the Carrock as the active location from the staging area, and then we're going to discard any previous active locations in play. First time I played this quest, blasted right through stage 1. I think on turn 1, I placed 7 progress, advanced to stage 2, and and it wasn't pretty. Alright, the Carrock, it's 2 threat, 6 progress, it's immune. I can't travel there except through the quest card effect, and then while it's the active location, trolls get +1 attack and defense. So 2 threat in the staging area. Like I said, I've added a few cards to my deck. Not many. A couple good ones, and I'm hoping to get a couple of them into play just because it's always fun to show off the new cards that are available to you. This will probably be the last time I use this hero lineup. I'm going to start branching out using other heroes. Alright, in my opening hand, Strider's Path, that's a new one. So after a location is revealed from the encounter deck, immediately travel to that location without resolving its travel effect. And if there was another location active, I do a swap. Okay, Forest Snare, great. Some healing. Hey, Steward, okay. My 1 copy of Unexpected Courage and more healing. So no allies, and everything costs 2. So I won't be able to play a card on turn 1. Ooh, but I did get a Test of Will as my starting card that I drew. So that means I won't be playing anything, but that happens a lot with a Tri-Sphere deck. Alright, moving on to the quest phase, I'm sending 5 against 2. I'm going to give the resource to Eowyn. I almost draw my deck instead of the encounter deck, and we get a little goblin sniper. Snipety snipe. Alright, so 4 against 5. So I do make 1 progress, which is perfect. I want to make 0 or 1 for like 6 or 7 rounds. I really don't want to make progress. I mean, this is literally the turtliest of turtle quests. I was going to defend with Barivore, but then, because I have those healing events in hand, I decided to take it undefended. And no shadow. I'll put 2 damage on somebody. I'll just heal it off eventually. And then Barivore can swing back for 2 and kill this guy. So don't leave enemies around. Kill them if you can. Would have been nice to draw 2 more cards, but honestly, I'd rather kill the enemy at this point. And what do I get? Okay, one of the other new cards, Dunedain Warning. Attached to a hero. Attached hero gets +1 defense, and then you can pay a resource from that hero's resource pool to move that to another hero. It's going to be very useful against these trolls. Alrighty, so looking at my hand, I can get the Steward of Gondor in play. Even though I don't have a lot of spirit cards in hand, I know this deck will give me a lot of spirit cards, including Galadriel's Greeting, which I definitely want to play. So I'm giving that to Eowyn, so she's got a lot of resources. She's going to spend 2 of them right now, putting Unexpected Courage on Barivore, so I'll be able to draw cards with her action and use her stats each round. And I get a 2-cost Leadership Ally and Gandalf, which is another great way to drop my threat. Like I said, I am planning on dropping my threat down, so I do not have to be engaged by 4 trolls at once. Alright, I realize I forgot, speaking of threat, to raise my threat when I advanced the round there. Okay, I'm going to give the resource to Barivore, actually. She's questing, and I'm keeping Eowyn back because I was banking on if I revealed a location, I could immediately travel there, and if I revealed an enemy, I was okay with my threat bouncing up a little bit. So I did reveal a location, so that lets me play Strider's Path, and I can just travel there. So I don't have to raise my threat because of that location's threat being in staging. And I actually quested 3 against 2, which means I actually get to place a progress on that location. And that's nice because now I have a buffer that's going to keep me from accidentally placing progress on the main quests. So locations in this quest are really helpful. Like, it's really good to put a location in play. Oh my god, it's Hennemarth. This card is the card. If you're playing this quest and you if you have a core set and you have like 3 core sets, so you can get 3 of these guys, put 3 in your deck. He's going to let me constantly peek at the top card. And so I know exactly how much threat's coming each round, and I can quest for exactly the amount I need. He is by far the MVP of this quest. I haven't made the thumbnail yet for this video, but Hennemarth is going to be in the thumbnail. He is the best ally for this quest. Okay, and you saw what I draw. So basically threat reduction times 2. Might as well play one of them now. 3 resources off of Eowyn drops my threat by 6. And I am already sitting very good. Super low threat. Generating lots of resources around. I know exactly what I'm going to be questing against. This is the setup you want at this stage of the game. Like, I am feeling extremely confident that this is going to go well. I'm just going to always quest for exactly what I need to either make no progress or just clear the active location. Yeah, this is how you want to play this quest with the limited card pool that I got. Hennemarth. I mean, it's almost worth proxying him if you don't have 3 copies. Just you know, put a piece of paper in front of another card in the sleeve and say, this is Hennemarth, Riversong's brother, Benemarth. It's... He's so good. Alright, so you saw what I did there that turn. Just quested for exactly what I needed. I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to be doing a play-by-play of everything that happens during these next few turns because, yeah, it's just basically exhaust Hennemarth, see what's coming, draw cards, play allies, build an army, and I'm just taking my time. I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to keep dropping my threat. So once I do advance to stage 2, my threat is nowhere near where it's going to be a problem. And I'm just slowly questing through stage 1. It's a bit of a slog, but with the card pool I have, this is the best way to win. I think if I wasn't playing the killer deck, I would probably have Gimli in my deck. He's a lot of fun against this quest, because if you get a Citadel Plate on him, or even 2, you can really power him up, and he can single-handedly take out trolls, which is a lot of fun, having Gimli swing for the fences and just, you know, smack a troll in the face with an axe and kill him. Alright, so, you know, the Misty Mountain Goblins is what I'm going to be revealing next turn, and that's pretty fun, because when they attack, they remove progress, so their effect is actually pretty good. In a way, if you don't have Hennemarth out, but you do have the Misty Mountain Goblins attacking you each round, as long as you can defend that, they will keep backing progress off the quest, which is really nice. That's really nice. Alright, so, yep, playing another Guard of the Citadel. You saw I drew another Forest Snare. I'm going to draw even more cards. Alright, there's Gleowine, so now I'm drawing 4 cards around. So I'm definitely going to get all the cards I want in hand. I drew Stand and Fight, of course, which is the great tech to get off-sphere allies into play, like Beorn. It also helps... There's a Snowborn Scout. It also helps Resource Smooth, because since Eowyn has Steward, she's generating all the spirit resources. And so Stand and Fight lets me pay for any of my allies once I get them in the discard pile. And Eowyn lets me put them in the discard pile. So it's just a great combo. Stand and Fight. If you're playing Eowyn, definitely put Stand and Fight in your deck with this card pool. And don't be afraid to put allies of any sphere in your deck, because just discard them to Eowyn, get the willpower boost, and then play Stand and Fight to get them into play. Okay, so I'm just doing the calculation. This active location has 6 quest points, so I'm actually sending quite a few characters here. I want to make sure I clear this location. When do I know I want to advance? It's basically based on how many times can I get Gandalf into play, because I'm planning on doing his direct damage effect to take care of a couple of the trolls, if possible. And then I need to have a defender. So Barivor is probably going to be my defender. If I get that Dunedain warning on her, she's defending for 3. And it's okay to chump. Oh man, the Shadow is Bee Pastures. So that is the card that really helps you find Grimbeorn the Old. It's very fun to get Grimbeorn the Old into play. Alright, so next round I'm going to be revealing each player raises a threat by a total threat of all cards in the staging area. Nasty. That's a nasty, nasty card. If either you can't cancel it or you got a bunch of threat, like in a 4-player game. I mean, you might be thinking, alright, let's all stay under 34 threat. And then you reveal that. And you're like, okay, great. It was the 4th card. Everyone raised their threat by 9 or whatever. It can really screw you over. So I would say if you have a test of will, that's the one you might be the most worried about, depending on where your threat's at. If you're in a good spot with your threat and you have threat reduction in your hand, it's not going to hurt you at all. Alright, so you saw me back the progress off, and I drew a card that's going to boost Gondor characters' defense. Again, everyone's attack. There's more threat reduction. Eowyn has so many resources I can no longer track them correctly. So yeah, okay, my threat is way down. No worries. Drawing a couple cards. All right, a new card, Westfold Horse Breaker. Westfold Horse Breaker. It can quest for 1, and you can discard it to ready a hero. And then the Daughter of Nimberdell I put into play. You exhaust her to heal 2 damage off a hero. So I'll do that right now. So there's the Horsebreaker. You don't have to exhaust that ally to ready the hero. So you can send it on the quest for 1 willpower, and then if you ever need to ready a hero, just discard it. Works real nice. Alright, so I'm going to just be up against 2 threat, and I'm going to have to raise my threat by 2. I'm just trying to figure out who I want to send and how much progress I want to make. So I'm going to raise my threat by 2. Again, not a big deal once I've already dropped it so much. And I've decided, based on the cards in hand, I am very close to progressing. Alright, time to take the attack. I forgot Theodred should have gave the resource to somebody. Barivor is defending. I'm going to back off of progress per the attack effect, and oh, that's good. Good to see that Hill Troll as a shadow card. I don't want anything to do with that thing. And then I'm going to be a little short, and I want to use Henemarth to take a peek. These guys only are attacking for 2, but I do have that event that I just drew for Gondor, so that's going to boost them. And I'm going to take care of that Misty Mountain Goblin. I don't want him around anymore if I'm going to advance next round and start dealing with these trolls. Before I ready and do everything, let's take a peek. Ooh, okay, this one can be really bad. Destroy all heroes with the card Sacked attached. And then shuffle this thing back into the encounter deck. So that can be a game ender. If you there, and I draw something to remove a sacked card. But if you have heroes that are sacked and you don't have a test of will, that card is just terrible. So if you have sacked heroes, save the test of will for that card. Okay, so I reveal that after committing characters to the quests. I gotta shuffle it back in. And I definitely sent enough to progress the quest to the next stage. So we're gonna go into stage 2 of Conflict at the Carrock. So I'm gonna make the Carrock the active location. I've forgotten to do that a couple times when I've played this quest. So now troll enemies are hitting pretty hard. Nothing on side 1B. And here you gotta make 1 progress, and then when revealed, place the unique troll cards previously set aside into the staging area. Alright, so who we got? Morris. While Morris is engaged with a player, all troll enemies get +1 attack. When you defeat Morris, you can get rid of a sacked card. They all say this. Lewis. While he's engaged, after this enemy attacks, the defending player must raise his threat by 3. All troll enemies get that. All of them. So you don't want to engage that guy. Alright, Rupert. After Rupert attacks, shuffle all copies of the sacked card from the discard pile into the encounter deck. So that can whiff if you haven't had any sacked cards come out yet. And then finally Stuart. While he's engaged with a player, all troll enemies get +1 defense. So obviously, the way you lose this quest, if you're not ready for it, is when the enemies attack and you're engaged with them all, you're going to raise your threat by 12. And yeah, that's not good. Alrighty, who am I drawing? I got Faramir and another Horsebreaker, so great. Alright, time to think about how I'm going to handle these trolls. So the Carrock's the active location, so they're hitting a little harder and they're a little harder to kill. Barivor has the warning on her, so she's defending for 3 and they're currently attacking for 5. So I'm going to engage the one that makes me shuffle the copies of the sacked card back into the encounter deck, because I don't mind being engaged with him for the next few rounds. That's really not that bad. So I'm going to engage him. I'm going to play Sneak Attack, and then I'm going to drop a G. Gandalf comes into play, and I'm going to start direct damaging Morris. He's the one who hits the harder, so he hits with +1. Alright, I got to take this attack. Well, Gandalf's in play, so it's 4 against 4. No shadow. And I can do... Oh, it's 5. Yeah, that's right, because of the Carrock. And I really can't damage him too much, because he's also got the +1 defense. Gonna take a peek at the top card. Okay, so I screwed this up initially, but I get it right. So this gets +1 threat for every troll enemy in play. And at first I just think the threat is what's printed, but then after I commit everyone to the quest and I think I'm going to clear the Carrock, I realize, nope, this is actually +4 threat. So that's not a great card to reveal. That is, though, Hasty Stroke. Always good to have a Hasty Stroke when you're getting attacked by a bunch of big old trolls. Oh, and there's another Sneak Attack. Now remember, that Stand and Fight does not work for Gandalf, because that says you have to put an ally of any sphere from your discard pile into play. And Gandalf is not a sphere. So, it's not a sphere. Alright, so I think I'm up against 8 threat. I'm really up against 12. And like I said, I will get it right. Alright, Faramir seems like a good one. I want to get the Carrock out of there. I don't quite have enough resources to pay for Faramir at the moment, but I can do some trickery to get it. So I'm going to put in another Horsebreaker. I need to spend resources directly off of Eowyn since I've maxed out the tracker. And I'm sending people on the quests. I need to make a lot of progress. A lot of threat and staging right now. That's the trick of this quest. You just kind of get bombarded at stage 2 if you're not ready. And then I'm going to discard Faramir to Eowyn. That gives me another willpower. And then I'm going to play Stand and Fight using spirit resources, which I have plenty of. Put Faramir into play. And then I can use the action window that I'm in right now to exhaust Faramir and boost everyone that I sent on the quest. So that's going to increase my willpower by, I believe, 6. And then it's at this point I realize that that location that's in the staging area, it's actually +4 threat. So I am not clearing the Carrock, which was depressing. I'm not going to lie. I was very excited that I had mathed it out almost perfectly, and then I made this mistake. So I'm only placing 3 progress on the Carrock, none on the main quest. The trolls are all still boosted. Kind of messed up my plan a little bit, but that's okay. I am going to still engage a second troll. So the one I am engaging is Stuart. He gives everybody +1 defense. Looking back, I probably should have been damaging him with this direct damage, and I should have engaged the troll that has the +1 attack. I think I was more worried about the attacks, but I think looking back, it would have made more sense to direct damage the one with the defense boost, because it actually made him harder to kill while I was engaged with him. But anyway, this is what I do. So Gandalf is going to take this attack. It's not undefended, so he's going to take some damage. Remember, they're boosted from the Carrock as well. And then I'm going to throw a chump blocker in front of the other troll. Nothing. He's dead. Thank you very much, Mr. Guard of the Citadel. And then I don't really have any good attacks back. So I'm just going to end the round here. After I look at the top card, and it's basically a surge. Reveal one additional card. And so at this stage, I don't have any sacked cards. I don't care if I have to raise my threat. And so that's a when revealed. I think I'm going to cancel it. I'm just going to cancel it so I'm not revealing another card. I don't want another 4 threat location or something coming out. Okay, actually 7 threat, whatever that location is. It's insane. All right, Forest Snare. So these trolls can have attachments. So I'm just going to attach the Forest Snare to that shuffle in the sacked card troll. He can just sit there until the very end of the game, and then I'll kill him. All right, Gandalf comes in for the 3rd time in a row and takes out Morris. So that is 1 troll down, 3 to go. I'm going to draw... Okay, it's a new card. Mustering the Rohirrim. Or is that what it is? Or is it the Muster of Rohan? Nope, Mustering the Rohirrim. Costs 1. You get to look at the top 10 cards of your deck and put a Rohan ally into your hand. Honestly, it's not a great card. It's pretty expensive for what you're doing. But it's a new card, and I have Eomin in this deck, and I really wanted to get him in play. He's a good quester, and he has a pretty fun effect. But he's not in my top 10. But I did get a Snowborn Scout, and he's Rohan, so I'm going to add him to my hand. When he enters play, he gets a place of progress. The active location is immune to player card effects, so I cannot place the progress there. But man, Rohan, Snowborn Scout, just a great chump blocker. I mean, he's just cannon fodder. I just love having him come into play. All right, so yeah, what am I questing against there? That's now a 5 quest point. Sorry, 5 threat location and staging. Alrighty, sending everybody on the quest that I need to. I just want to make sure I make 1 progress on the main quest at some point. I definitely want to get this out of here. Alright, so like I said, the when revealed is basically Surge. And I'm just going to cancel that. I don't want to reveal another card right now, because I don't know what it is, and I don't feel like dealing with it. So I don't reveal any threat. I'm going to make the progress I need and more. So I do have my 1 progress on the quests that I need to win. Now I just got to kill these trolls. I'm going to travel to that high threat location. I'm going to leave that other troll up in staging because I'm nowhere near. You still deal shadow cards even if something is trapped, like in a Forest Snare. They still get a shadow card. All right. Beravor is defending for 3. The shadow is nothing. So I'm going to take 1 damage. And I got that healer, so it's a couple damage really isn't bad. All right, so now everybody that's still ready that has an attack is going to attack for what I can. And because he's +1 defense, only 2 damage goes through. I'm going to draw a card. I'm looking for Beorn. Beorn's in this deck. It'd be nice to grab him. Henemarf's going to peek. All right, great. Banks of the Anduin. So that's like the best card ever to see coming. It's just 1 threat. It's going to pop back up on top of the... Hey, oh my god, it's Beorn! I got him. Okay. Very happy. Beorn came in. And I get another Gandalf. So, yeah. With a single core set and the cards available, just direct damage, man. Just keep playing Gandalfs and 4 damage at a pop. You can kill these trolls. It's no problem. Yep, Beorn's going to be a huge help. I have stand and fight. So, he's being discarded to Eowyn to give me +1 willpower. Like I said, I'm only revealing 1 threat. So I'm just doing the math. I'm going to clear the active location. I can travel to Banks of the Anduin, so when that leaves play, it goes on top of the encounter deck, which means it'll be a shadow card, which is nice because it has no shadow effect. Going to deal the shadow cards out. I'll exhaust Beravor to defend this attack. All right, what's this say? Defending character does not count as defense. Yeah, so that would kill Bearivore. She'd be dead. If it wasn't a hasty stroke. So I could play hasty stroke and cancel that. So this quest does have that shadow. So hasty stroke is pretty huge, and if you don't have spirit, so you can't play hasty stroke, then you should probably be chumping these trolls with... I forgot to put a damage on Bearivore, but the healer's still ready, so I could have healed it off. Alright, I'm going to draw a card, and I draw another hasty stroke, which is great, because I only had the one. I'm going to peek. The Muck Adder. Ugh, I didn't want to see that. Okay, so I didn't have enough resources to get Beorn in yet. And so I didn't play Gandalf either, because I'm trying to save up the resources to pay for Beorn. So that round was kind of just a treading water. Alright, so now I can play Stand and Fight. I have enough resources. Beorn's going to come into play. He attacks for 3, and then you can trigger his ability, which boosts his attack by 5, and then at the end of the phase, you're going to shuffle him back into your deck. So, really good card against this quest. It'd be nice if his dad would show up, get Grimbeorn the Old in staging, and have the father-son team take out these trolls, but it's looking like I'm not going to see Grimbeorn. Or if I do, he's going to show up at the very end. Alright, decide to play another ally as well. Just keep adding bodies to the table, so the Erebor Hammersmith comes into play. I know I'm going to be up against 3 threat. I need to make 3 progress to put Banks of the Anduin on top of the encounter deck. So I'm going to discard Faramir. That's going to give me the 3 progress. This goes on top of the encounter deck, so no shadow on that one. And I'm going to get the Muck Adder engaged with me. So now I'm engaged with 3 enemies, but only 2 are actually attacking. And now I need to decide how I want to do this. So let's look at the Muck Adder. If he damages a character, discard that character from play. So unfortunately, there was no way for me to make sure the Banks of the Anduin went on him, because he's not the highest engagement cost. So I'm going to chump him for sure. Definitely going to chump the Muck Adder. And the shadow is another Muck Adder, which says... defending character gets -1 defense. So yeah, you could think, okay, I'll be safe, and then reveal that, but I just chump. That Muck Adder is pretty risky to defend with a hero if you don't have hasty stroke or something. So I chumped that one, and then of course, like I said, there's no shadow there. This time I remember to damage her, and then I'm going to exhaust the healer and just heal it right off. Alright, time to start swinging back, but I'm going to kill the Muck Adder first. So I actually had exhausted everybody to attack the troll, and then I realized, oh crap, I gotta kill this Muck Adder. So I do that, and then anyone who's still left standing will do a couple damage to the troll. I don't want to trigger Beorn unless I can kill the troll, and then shuffle him back into my deck. Let's take a peek. Okay, just a 3-threat location. And I have Strider's Path, so that's great. Okay, I'm going to start speeding up the video here. So going to go in fast forward mode. I think you guys can kind of see the way this is going to pan out. So, yeah, feeling pretty good. Alright, Gandalf does 4 damage up there into staging. Like I said, I know I'm going to be revealing a location. I might as well play Strider's Path and travel there, since that location makes me raise my threat an additional 1 at the end of the round. So now any progress that I just made by questing will go on that location. So I will discard a card to Eowyn and get that location out of there. Add it to the victory display. Always feels nice to do those kind of tricky things. So, haha, take that, Gladden Fields. Aren't you glad you didn't raise my threat? Okay, I'm going to engage that troll. Might as well. Let's take care of this thing. So, I grab him because I figure we've forgotten what he does. So I show him to the camera. He makes me raise my threat when he attacks. And I slide those damage tokens off of him. And I never remember to put him back on. So I actually don't remember that he already has 4 damage. Alright, I chumped this guy. And then he doesn't have a shadow either. I'm going to chump with him as well. And then I'm going to swing back. And I do a little math and realize I can kill 2 trolls this round. So let's do that. And that's enough to kill that troll. Can't remember his name. And then Beorn can swing for 1, 2, 3, Faramir 4, Bearivore 5, 6, 7, And if I trigger Bjorn's ability, that was enough to kill him as well. I can get rid of that awesome shadow card that I'm glad I didn't see. Bjorn's going to get shuffled back into my deck, and all I have to do at this point is kill the troll that's already trapped in the net. And I get another stand and fight. So let's draw cards. Let's see if I can get Bjorn. And I do! I get Bjorn again. So he's going to come back into play. It's all over but the singing now. This is a done deal. So let's send, I don't know what I'm up against, but I really don't care. I'm going to send 5. I'm going to play stand and fight after I discard Bjorn to Eowyn, so I'm sending 6. She gets Theodred's resource. And can you believe this? I get the bee pastures. So after you travel there, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Grimbjorn the Old and add him to the staging area and shuffle the encounter deck. He literally shows up at the last possible second. I mean, he's old, I guess. It just took him a long time to get here. I was really hoping I was going to get him in play. So Grimbjorn the Old, you can spend resources if they're leadership resources, and once he has 8 on him, he comes in play as an ally and helps you. And there's locations that let you spend everything as leadership resources. But I didn't get to trigger that, so that's a shame. That's all right. His son comes in here. He's going to swing for 8, and obviously I have a lot of attack power sitting on this table to attack this troll that's currently trapped and can't attack me. So that's going to be the game, guys. Conflict at the Carrock, beaten with a single core set and the cards available at the time. Hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.